What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hopefully everybody's having a good night. Football Machine, what's up? Thanks for tuning in, Jago. Oh boy, y'all coming in faster than I can do it. So, hey, I'm gonna try to follow as many of y'all as I can. Hey, give me a follow back. And we're gonna talk about how to fill out these dispute letters here in just a moment. I literally have about several hundred people asking me how to dispute negative items off their credit report, how to fill out these dispute letters. So I'm gonna show you how easy my do-it-yourself system makes it. Don't you hate it when, it always gets your attention when someone's car alarm goes off. Somebody got the remote key starter up in the pocket, making their alarm go off. That's what I just had happen to me. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about how we can fill out these dispute letters. I have a lot of people asking me, how can I use this do-it-yourself system to fill out, create dispute letters, send them off to address negative items such as collections, charge-offs, repos, bankruptcies, medical bills, student loans. The list goes on and on of stuff that hurts people's credit report. And so this system teaches you step by step how to fix your own credit, how to rebuild your own credit, how to clean up as many negative items off your report as you can. And we just revamped the system to where it's only 24 minutes, and there's a new feature where it creates the letters for you. So I'm going to show you how easy this setup is. And as you're coming in, I'm going to try to follow as many of y'all as possible. We're getting a lot of people in here quick, fast, in a hurry. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. All right, so let me flip my camera around. I'm going to show y'all some of the 6 steps to this system it shows you. All right, so we're going, I gotta use wired headphones for that. Okay, all right, cool. So here are the 6 steps to this system. Obviously, step number 1 shows you how to pull your credit reports. 2 important websites on how to do that. Annualcreditreport.com is the only place you can get all 3 bureaus free credit reports. So you learn those important step right there. You got to know where you're starting from if you want to fix your credit. If you want to get to where you're going, you got to know where to start. Appreciate Leanne for tuning in. And then, of course, you have My FICO, which gives you the reports and your scores. You do have to pay for that service, but it's a good service because it gives you a lot of details. It gives you FICO 2 all the way to FICO. Last time I checked, FICO 9. It might be FICO 10 by now because I got to run another report in here. So that's what it shows you there. Step number 2, free secondary bureaus. This is an important step that I learned recently, that there's bureaus that report to the agencies. 3 big agencies, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. They send data from anything from like your public records, your rental, employment history, things like traffic tickets, as a public record, so stuff like that, all that stuff, collections, bank account information, checking account information. These bureaus report that information to the credit bureaus. So if you're trying to clean up your credit, you want to come here and request a security freeze as mentioned here. And that blocks the 3 bureaus access to that information. So it makes you a little more successful on your disputes. And there's actually 50 consumer reporting agencies. And like I said, they cover, you'd be shocked at what gets reported to your credit report. That's some of the things I just mentioned. Obviously, you get your collections and stuff, but like I said, banking information, public records like your repos, your evictions, your bankruptcies, your child support, those little reporting agencies send that information to the credit bureaus. Step number 3, check for errors. So 80% of Americans have something wrong on their credit report, have an error on their credit report. And it can be from misspelled names, old addresses, wrong names, old spouses, jobs that are reported incorrectly. That's why it's important to start off by checking your credit report. We're going to come back to this. Start the dispute process. Create a dispute letter. And that's where we're going to spend some time talking here in just a moment. Look at all these letters you get access to with the system. Look. So you get letters for just about any credit situation to help clean up those credit situations. So this is such a powerful system that I love. All right, step number 5, credit utilization. So you get some practical information how you can lower your credit utilization. It's 30% of your score, so you want to be below 10% utilization across your credit cards and build credit. So that's what's covered in the system. Now, the theme of today's live is the dispute letter. So let's get to that. Creating a dispute letter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk you through a guy, a good friend of mine. His name is John Consumer, not Joe. John Consumer. And what is so special about John Consumer is he's come on some hard times, man. Life didn't happen to old John Consumer. He's got some public records. He's got a couple of collections. He's got some inaccurate information on his credit report. So we're going to fill out a couple of letters. I'm going to do an identity dispute letter for John Consumer. And then we're going to do a verification dispute. How's that sound? So we're going to do those 2 letters. I'm going to show you how this system makes it easy for you. And I'm going to keep following those who tune in, as many as I can. Yellow. All right, so I'm getting that squared away here. So let me show you John Consumer's Experian report. So we're going to do an Experian. So here we go. We got John Consumer. And here's some of his negative items. We got it says a public record. So didn't give us any details. A plaintiff had to be called. Well, no, he is the plaintiff, civil claim. So he might have an old medical bill. Claim amount $200. Let's just say that's an old dentist bill. Then he's got a collection here from ABCD Banks. Hey, move. All right, and then he's got another collections account. So this is important. So people we talk about, notice here you got the ABCD Banks. I wonder if they're the same account number. Oh no, those are 2 different accounts. Okay, so ABCD Banks, these are 2 different separate items. Sometimes what will happen when you have the original creditor, they'll put an item on your credit report, and then the collection agency, when they call, they call and you say, yeah, that's my debt or whatever, they'll come and add an item to your credit report. Even if you pay them, they'll still add the item to your credit report. But this right here, this collection agency is the cable bill. So the next time he gets cable, if this ain't taken care of, he's gonna have to put it in his baby name, not the site. Just kidding. So he's got an old cable bill. And yeah, this is very common too. Shoot, I work in the cable industry, so we do non-pay disconnects in the poor part of town, the hood part of town, as well as the sedity part of town. So those are those 3 accounts in bad standing. He's got accounts in good standing, so he's still building some credit there. Now we've got inquiries. Now there's an inquiry letter, which I'm not going to touch on tonight, but this is the section for inquiries on his credit report. Now, personal information. See how many different ways his name is spelled? So that's stuff you got to check when you pull your credit report. 1, 2, 3 different ways. Okay, he's got 3 different addresses, right? Okay. Old employer, Jane. Now, shows up on his credit report, his spouse. Now, what if Jane is, they divorced? See, she's still showing up on his credit report if they divorced. So those are the type of stuff you take a look at on your credit report. So while I'm going to get old John Consumer filled out here, let me flip my camera back around. So yeah, those are some important things that you need to pay attention to on your credit report. So John Q. Consumer. Now I'm gonna get this create a dispute letter set up here. And the reason I got my camera flipped is because I don't want you to see my personal information on here. Let's just be real. All right. One, 2, 3 Main Street. All right. How's everybody doing today? Anybody got big plans for the weekend? Anybody watching the conference tournaments going on? Okay. Oh, that was a social security number. All right. That don't matter. All right. That was the date of birth. Don't really matter. Just says 1959. Yeah. So we're gonna make up. We'll just use today's date. $19.59, and his social is all 5s. All right, so I got his information in here. So we talked about, so let's look at, we're going to first do an identity dispute letter for John Consumer. We're going to do an identity dispute letter because that's the first step you want to do when you're fixing your credit. You want to do identity dispute letter, clean up some of that old inaccurate information so that when you do your disputes, you have one less avenue or 2 or however many less avenues for your disputes to be validated or verified, excuse me. So we're going to show you how simple the system makes it. I'm going to flip my camera here. Now, so remember, we were looking at John Consumer's Experian report. So we're going to dispute. This is going to be his accurate spelling of his name. So all these other spellings we're going to dispute. All these old addresses we're going to dispute. This is his current address. We're going to dispute these other addresses. And so we're going to put that on. So I'm going to show you how filling out this identity dispute letter works. So let's go back to our system. Under create a dispute letter, we've got John Consumer's name. So all we have to do when we create a dispute letter with the system, we put in the current information, phone number, all that stuff, social. And so we're working on the Experian. All right. And now all we have to do is select Identity Dispute Letter. Boom. So now what are we going to dispute on this letter? We're going to dispute incorrect name. Let's do date of birth, social. We're going to dispute all these. Incorrect, well, we didn't have any incorrect employers. And we'll have a spot for notary. So these are the things we're going to dispute. John Consumer is going to dispute on his identity dispute letter. Now check it out. Let's see what we come up with when we hit create letter. So when we create letter, this is what you come up with. It's already written for you. John Q. Consumer, what he's disputing, name, date. This, since we put notary, we've got a spot for notary to fill out. Signature, name, date. Send it to Experian.